My name is Olafur Arnalds and I come from Iceland. I play some sort of a mixture of classical music and electronic pop music. The new album is called For Now I Am Winter. It's kind of just my development from, all these things that I've been doing over the last few years between the last album and this one. I've been working on some films, I've been working as a songwriter for pop artists, so I've been working as a producer for electronic music, and kind of all these influences kind of came together and I think made me as a solo artist kind of develop in all these different ways as well. When I was working on the album, quite late in the process, it was originally just arranged for a string quartet, piano and electronics and some vocals. I had finished arranging everything like that when I felt like this album could have one more spice on it, basically. Then I decided to add the orchestra, but I didn't really want to arrange it myself because I felt that I was being a little bit predictable. It was an ego thing, basically. I did not feel that what I was doing was good enough or whatever. So I felt like I needed help, and I called up Nico Mulli because he is not only a good arranger, but he's also completely different from me. So I felt like with him, we could take the album in a surprising direction, and I could even, with the directors, I could learn something and we could have ideas that I would never think of myself and work from there. So he took what I had already arranged and kind of expanded it into an full orchestra arrangement. I was already getting a little bit influenced or into classical music. So when I was a teenager, then I got really interested in film scores, and I just one day decided that I wanted to be a film composer. But I started making this music that was kind of influenced by film scores, and that's how I got down this road that I'm on. I don't know, I think maybe it's more the combination of the visual and the music rather than only being the music itself. Because I often find that films themselves inspire me no matter what kind of music is in them. Very often after watching a film, even though it has a guitar rock soundtrack, that will still inspire me to write something. The vocalist is Arnor Dan. He's also just an old friend. We had been wanting to make something together for a while, and when I was working on this album, we used the opportunity to just try doing something, and we actually wrote the song Old Skin together. And it was just to test whether we would, feel each other in the studio and whether it would work out, and it definitely did. So in the end, I invited him to come on the album, and so he sings in 4 songs on the album, and he writes the lyrics, and the songs that he is singing, for the most part, he writes his own vocal melodies. So he's actually a writer on the album as well. I don't think having vocals is a departure. It's more like a next step or an experiment, It doesn't necessarily mean that there will also be vocals on the album after this, For me, it was just when, with anything else, we treated the vocals just like any other instrument. So it was just if I had added one more clarinet, people wouldn't be asking me this question if I had done that, But just because it's a vocal, then it's suddenly this big thing, because we're so used to thinking that the vocal is this lead instrument and it takes all the attention. But we really didn't want it to be that way on the album. We wanted to be equal to the rest of the instruments. Live, it changes a little bit because there he comes on as a special guest. We don't bring him on tour to sing 3 tracks a night to stand in the back, you know. So there we put a little bit more spotlight on him than on the album, definitely. You know, live is live, album is an album. It's not the same thing. It shouldn't be treated as the same thing. It seems so obvious to me. Like, a lot of people don't realize this, and I don't get bands. And I'm, you know, sorry if I piss off some bands by saying that, but we go into a studio and make a perfect record and then try so hard to do exactly the same things on stage. Like, they'd spend all their time like trying to copy the sounds and figure out, oh, we got that sound on the album, it should sound like this. But, like, your album is on a plastic piece of crap, you know. Live, you're actually in a hall, you're with people, you get an instant reaction, and you're creating a moment which is happening just there at that time, and it will never happen again. It's just what comes out, you know. I think the music that I make is just the kind of the influences that I have, or like the stuff that I listen to. So, you know, I've been working on electronic music, I've been working on classical music, like scores, I've been working with vocal music, and then when it came to doing my own album, all of those things just came together, and this is what comes out. There was no decision behind it, it's not a conscious thing, but it kind of works, I like it, so I think I'll continue doing it. Hi, I'm Olafur Arnalds. My new album is called For Now I Am Winter. Look for me on Last.fm.